Liverpool Transfer News Live. Darwin Nunez. Latest? Steven Gerrard decision. Federico Chiesa stance. We bring you the latest transfer news and rumors surrounding Liverpool, with live updates on Trent Alexander-Arnold, El Hadji Malik Diouf, Jorel Hato, Ryan Cherki, and more. Liverpool were back in action in the Champions League last night. Having already secured their spot in the knockout stages, Arne Slot made several changes to the team and squad for the match away at PSV Eindhoven. The Reds suffered a 3-2 defeat, with all goals coming in the first half. Cody Gakpo and Harvey Elliott found the back of the net for Liverpool, while Johan Bakayoko opened the scoring for PSV. Ismail Saibari and Ricardo Pepi also scored for the Dutch side, and Liverpool's Amara Nalo was sent off with just 3 minutes remaining. Beyond the match, Liverpool must decide if any business is to be done before the January transfer window closes in less than a week. Newcastle United's Alexander Isak is still being linked with a move to Anfield, along with other Premier League clubs, though it's reported that Newcastle is preparing a new contract offer for the striker. The market for defenders is also heating up. Slavia Prague's chairman, Jaroslav Tvrdik, has identified Liverpool as potential suitors for El Hadji Malik Diouf, while Ajax's young talent, Jorel Hato, was reportedly spotted in the Anfield crowd during last Saturday's win over Ipswich Town amid ongoing speculation about his future at the club. Ryan Cherki, currently at Lyon, is another player to watch, with his future still up in the air. As the transfer window closes, we'll keep you updated on all the latest news and developments. In terms of departures, Arne Slot has confirmed that young talent James McConnell will not be leaving before the January deadline. McConnell impressed in Liverpool's loss to PSV and is now unlikely to be loaned out. Meanwhile, former Liverpool captain Jordan Henderson is reportedly on the verge of a move to French side Monaco, with an 18-month contract nearly agreed upon. Rangers are pushing for a loan deal for former Liverpool youngster Bobby Clark, who has struggled for game time at Red Bull Salzburg. Despite making a $6 million move to Salzburg in the summer, Clark's opportunities have been limited following the dismissal of manager Pep Lijnders. Championship clubs Swansea, Derby, and Hull are also said to be interested, though it's uncertain whether the move will be sanctioned by Salzburg. Steven Gerrard has made a statement on Instagram confirming his departure from LFCTraining after mutual consent was reached with the club. Liverpool's Stefan Bajcetic is also set to join Las Palmas on loan immediately, following the termination of his loan with Red Bull Leipzig. The 20-year-old midfielder hopes to get more playing time with Las Palmas in the second half of the season. Federico Chiesa, who joined Liverpool in the summer, has expressed his enjoyment of life at Anfield despite limited appearances. The winger has battled injury issues, but he played the full 90 minutes in the Champions League clash against PSV, providing an assist. Darwin Nunez, who traveled with the squad to the Netherlands for the match, was expected to play but missed out due to illness. With Liverpool already through to the Champions League knockout stages, they could afford to rotate their squad for the final group stage match against PSV. In contrast, Manchester City had to win their match against Club Brugge to secure their progression, which they did. But they'll need to play in a playoff to confirm their spot in the last 16. Liverpool, however, will have their feet up as they await their next opponent. Good morning to all Liverpool fans. My name is Amy, and I'll be keeping you updated with all the latest Liverpool news and rumors throughout the day. After last night's Champions League match, which saw Liverpool suffer a 3-2 defeat to PSV, one of the key moments was Ricardo Pepi's late winner. The goal was initially believed to have deflected off Andy Robertson, but it was officially credited to Pepi, a player who has been linked with Liverpool this season. In the hours following the match, Fabrizio Romano reported that PSV rejected a $20.9 million offer from Premier League rivals West Ham for Pepi. The offer was reportedly a short-term loan with an obligation to buy. TNT sports analyst Steve McManaman also shared his hope that Mohamed Salah will extend his stay at Liverpool. When asked about Salah's future, McManaman said, "I think so, yes. I want him to stay, and I believe it'll get done. He's obsessed with breaking records and winning trophies, and I hope that continues at Liverpool next season." Duran has agreed to terms with Saudi Pro League club Al Nassr, but after pursuing the Colombian international in the summer, Maresca is determined not to miss out on the player again. The Italian coach has reportedly urged Chelsea to revisit the deal, suggesting they outbid Al Nassr's $70 million offer by offering $10 million more, according to Fichajes. The deal could hinge on João Felix's potential move to Aston Villa. The Portuguese forward has struggled to make an impact since his permanent move to Chelsea for $52 million in the summer, and his departure is now being considered. Villa manager Unai Emery is known to be a huge admirer of Felix, with Fabrizio Romano even claiming Emery is obsessed with the player. The club is keen to take any opportunity to secure his services. Meanwhile, Duran is reportedly keen to join Chelsea due to the opportunity of regularly playing in European competitions. However, making this move happen is far from straightforward. Although Chelsea and Villa have held talks over Axel Disasi, there are currently no strong indications that a deal for João Felix, the key player in this transfer saga, is close to being finalized. On the other hand, Duran's move to Al Nassr is expected to be concluded soon. Aston Villa will not receive the $100 million they initially wanted for the player, but they can take solace in the fact that Duran will not be joining a direct Premier League or Champions League rival. With the clock ticking before the January deadline on February 3rd, Maresca may have to explore other options for bolstering his attacking lineup. In a separate development, Ruben Amorim has opened up about the struggles of his early tenure at Manchester United and the reasons behind the club's difficulties this season. Amorim, who was appointed manager on November 1st after Erik ten Hag's dismissal, explained that the sheer volume of matches has left him with limited time to train his players effectively. The 39-year-old had a successful spell at Sporting Lisbon, where he won 2 Primeira Liga titles and developed talented players like Victor Gyökeres. However, his start at Old Trafford has been far from ideal. Under Amorim, United have won 7, drawn 3, and lost 7 of their first 17 matches, making it the worst start for a United manager in 94 years. Read more. Saudi Pro League January transfers 2025. All the done deals currently sitting in 12th place in the Premier League. United have little chance of qualifying for the Champions League and slim hopes of making it into Europe. Amorim has acknowledged the challenges his team faces and expressed that improving the situation will be difficult due to the lack of time for proper training. What has Ruben Amorim said? Amorim discussed the struggles with TNT Sports Mexico. It's the beginning of the work, and the details may matter more. We know that not finishing in first place doesn't mean much for a club like Manchester United, but at this point, we need to understand the context. I don't focus on the table. I focus on what the team is doing, the areas we need to improve. If we keep looking at the table and think we can just win a couple of games to climb up quickly, I don't believe that will work. Right now, it's all about thinking about the next game. I watched the Fulham game a second time. The positions are there, but there are many routines missing, he continued. We don't have time to train the routines. They're trying, but without routines, there's a lack of aggression, especially when we have the ball. It's easier without the ball. There are more straightforward rules for that. With the ball, it's all about understanding space and what the opponent is doing. We have ideas, but then the opponent covers certain spaces, and we realize the game isn't going as planned. It's a different style. Without proper training, it's impossible to improve. We're trying to get the players to understand the positions and our idea of having more possession, but it's clear that a lot is missing. The lack of routines is very noticeable. If one player makes the wrong move, it affects the rest. They need to read each other's actions. If the ball is on one side, the player behind needs to understand what move to make based on the player in front. All of this requires a lot of repetition. When those routines are in place, the games become much easier because there are answers to every situation.